Good scrimmage, really good scrimmage. I feel we came out really healthy. Had Jordan Brown banged up a little bit, took him in. We just think it's an ankle. Drew thinks just a sprain. So besides that, I mean, we came out to where we had everybody that went into the scrimmage, got all the reps, and so I was excited about that. You know, anytime. I was telling some guys earlier, I mean, we're playing football and you've got to practice this way and you've got to be physical and you've got to tackle and you've got to block. But you see around the country that there's different guys that are getting banged up and you lose guys. And so we tried to get all our work in today. A very unusual scrimmage because it was all situations, so you didn't get as much momentum going because there'd be some momentum going and I would just stop it because we had to get to the next situation. So really pleased with the scrimmage and pleased with the guys.
So if they were showing Sports Center highlights, what were the highlight plays up there?
Oh man, you know, one would be so that last series we had 8 minute, 4 minute, 2 minute, and the defense came out, the ones came out in a 4 minute to where we were down and we had to get the ball back. So at that point we were down by 3 and we had to get the ball back to our offense. And Miles Cole made a phenomenal play. I mean, he's coming from the opposite defensive tackle, and we're able to set the edge, and he ran probably 20 yards and made a tackle for a loss, you know. So that play, we had some really good catches. I thought Bradley had a really good catch. I thought right there at the end, Coy, I mean, this is, he's been live all week, but like this was his first time really in a scrimmage, and I thought Coy did a really good job. We had a really good run that we had to bounce it, but a physical run by Roderick on the coming out situation. So some really good stuff. I think I thought we had good protection, but I think if the quarterback was live, there would have been some highlighted sacks that some guys came free.
Coach, speaking of quarterback, has anybody sees the range yet?
I feel we're going to go in and we're going to grade this scrimmage. I feel like we're in a good place where we can either make an announcement on Monday or Tuesday. We practice Tuesday morning, so I want the guy going with the ones on Tuesday morning. And I think we'll be able to do that, whether it's going to be tomorrow afternoon or Monday. But we want to do it before that practice. So we'll grade this scrimmage. It's tight. It's tight, but there's been, coming out of this scrimmage, I think there's going to be a guy that had kind of stepped out. The one thing that I will tell y'all, whoever it is, we're going to play all three week one. They're all, if it's Donovan, then the other two will have packages. It won't be a rotation. They'll have a package. If it's Tyler, the other two will have packages. And if it's Barron, then the other two will have packages. But that first week, second week, I want everybody we play to have to defend our playmakers. And we have 3 quarterbacks that are playmakers, so I want to make sure they're having to defend those guys.
Do you think they know who the one is yet? Do you think the players know and the quarterback knows?
It's hard for me to say 100% because I want to go watch the film, but I think coming to this, I think that everybody has a pretty good idea who it is.
Coach, you mentioned that this scrimmage was more situational. How was it with the tight ends? I know maybe this year you guys can have multiple of them out on the field at the same time.
Right.
Did you guys run into situations like that today?
We did. We got everything. Literally every formation, every personnel package that you could put on the field, we got into today. I don't think we got into our 13 personnel because we never got into a true goal line short yardage situation. We got to work that all week, but there was a lot of 12 personnel today. I thought the tight ends did well. I thought, Baylor Cup had a really good catch to convert on first down, and Teeter's just that solid guy. We're hoping that Tuesday or Wednesday we'll be able to get Mason into full contact, and that adds another weapon. And so it was good this week because we got some guys back. We've been kind of having some nagging hamstrings, and so we got J.J. Sparkman back. He had a big catch. We got Trey Cleveland back, who didn't scrimmage. Then we got Coy back. So got some guys back this week and just want to have a good week and get ready. We'll start getting game planning for our first opponent this week.
Was there anyone else in today's scrimmage that really stood out to you?
Say it one more time.
Was there anyone else in today's scrimmage that really stood out to you?
I was really proud of our old D-line guys, right? Jay Boog and Tony. You got Tyree Wilson. Josiah Pierre. I thought when those guys were in together that they really they played the run well, and they forced the ball to bounce, and then they put pressure on the quarterback. You know, I was really proud of those guys.
Coach, what about the competition along the offensive line? Center, the guard spots, and right tackle. How's that shaping up?
It's going good. I think it's the same thing. I think we'll come out of this, and on Tuesday. Now, you know, the one thing I'm going to tell everybody, I mean, we're going to compete every week, and we're going to put the best guys out there. And so I'm hoping that the guys that have wanted out of this don't relax, because if they do, we're just going to plug somebody else in. But I feel like when we come out there on Tuesday, we're going to have the starting offensive line that we're going to play Murray State with. And I think out of this scrimmage, we'll be able to say, hey, we know who our left tackle is. You know, I feel good about our right tackle. Monroe Mills has had a really good camp. And then the interior guys, it's, you know, you've got Weston Wright, you got Landon Peterson, who both of those were out last week for an ankle. And so they were back today. And then Dennis and Cade. And then the other guy that's had a really good camp that's in the mix is Jacoby Jackson. I mean, Jacoby has had a great camp, and you know, he's going to play both guards, and so it might be that it'd be a little different. We might be playing 3 guards throughout the game, with him being the swing guy playing left and right.
Coach,
Go ahead, Don.
At Z, I assume Lloyd is the number 1, but there's been a lot of names: Trey, Cleveland, Brady Boyd, Boyd.
Yeah.
Who do you think's the second guy?
I would put, you know, if we're going out there, the number 2 would be Brady Boyd. The thing with Brady, you're going to see him inside and outside. But, you know, if Loic is off the field and we're going with 2s, you're going to see Brady Boyd out there. You know, Trey and Brady both can go inside and outside. Brady's had he had a great spring, and he's had a good camp to where, you know, he makes some really good plays outside, but I like him inside. You know, it helps getting JJ back, so we have a really strong, steady guy behind Bradley, because Jordan Brown has had to play the outside guy, and Jordan's more of an inside guy. So on that opposite side, we'll be able to move him back inside.
How's the kicker competition too? Did you guys do any situations with them today? I know there's 2 fighting for that starting spot.
You know, it's going well. You know, I mean, you know, Wolf's going to kick off for us, and it'll be a deal. I think it could be throughout the game that you're seeing one or the other. I mean, it's going to be throughout the week who's kicking the best. I mean, we have, like, I love our quarterback room. I might love our specialist room even more, because I mean, we have the best punter, I think, in the country. And you know, and you turn around, we have 2 kickers that have shown week in and week out in the spring and in the fall that they're solid. They can go out here and make some. Gino had a rough miss early in the scrimmage that, you know, should have gone through. It wasn't a long field goal, but they've been going back and forth. But very few. I think Coach Perry said it the other day. I mean, very few misses. We stretch those guys, and you know, we've had 54, 57, and those guys are hitting them. So it's a great problem to have.
Do you think that with all this stuff, like he just mentioned with kicker and quarterback, do you think that's a good sign of heading into that September 3rd game?
It is, you know, for a lot of reasons. I mean, we're going to have 2 home games, you know, in early September in Texas. There's usually some heat, whether it's a 7 p.m. kick or a 3.
Time possible. Are there any other guys that kind of maybe were not on your radar coming into camp, but definitely right now?
Well, you know, I wouldn't say Jacoby wasn't. I think Jacoby's is just confidence. You know, I tell him all the time, when you believe in yourself as much as I believe in you, and he's starting to do that, you know. I think Dimitri Moore has shown a lot of versatility today. He played all outside linebacker. You know, that was Bryce Ramirez has been fighting a little bit of a hamstring, and so we didn't play him. So Dimitri played that, so he's shown a lot. You know, I like Keon. I mean, Keon has played all 3 safeties and played primarily our star behind Muddy, but it helps a lot having that guy so we can go into dime packages, and so I've been really excited about the way he's played.
Coach, aside from kicker and quarterback, what's the other most contested position?
Center. You know, those guys have gone with the 1s and 2s, and it's, you know, it's kind of been every day. the good thing, again, whoever wins it, I mean, they're good players. I mean, the thing about our interior guys, like Weston Wright can play center, you know. Dennis and Briggs can play guard, you know, and I've really challenged Hamby, like, I don't care what they are. Give me the best 5 guys to go play with. And that's what we're really trying to get. Because at the end of the day, guys, I mean, whoever our quarterback is, y'all have seen all 3 of them. They're good football players. But can we protect them? How good can we be up front? You know, this conference we're fixed to play in, when you're playing Baylor and that defensive line, you're playing OU and that defensive line, you're playing Oklahoma State.